quarter gave him 62 points for the game, breaking the Heat single-game record of 61 that was set by none other than LeBron James in March 3rd of 2014. LeBron's been in the league for quite some time. The NBA's previous best record this season was held by Nikola Jokic for the Denver Nuggets against Minnesota on Christmas night. He had 56 points in that game. And the last player to have 62 points through the first three quarters of play was... Hold on, I think I'm reading that right. Well, was one of Adebayo's heroes, Kobe Bryant, which we'll probably be talking about a lot more here, as well as Bryant's career best was 81, and then, of course, as you know, those last two free throws of the game put him at 83. So the list now goes Wilt, Bam Adebayo, and then Kobe Bryant. When I first saw the headline for ESPN and I read that, I thought there is no way that Bam Adebayo was listing the top three greatest performers in NBA history. And he said it was Wilt Chamberlain himself and then Kobe Bryant. You're missing a lot of key names there. So that was my first initial reaction. I'm glad that was not what it was. It was just a list of highest scores in a single NBA game. Adebayo scored 31 points in the opening quarter against the Wizards, which also broke another Heat record for points in any quarter. And then he tied the team record for points in a first half before the second quarter even started. He finished the first half with 43 points, a team record for any half, and 2 points better than his previous career high for a full game, that is, of 41, set January 23 of 2021 against Brooklyn. Adebayo's season high entering Tuesday was just 32, and he matched that with the free throw with 5:53 left in the second quarter, breaking the Heat first half scoring record. A lot of history in that game. And my man Darian is very opinionated, saying that there was some other stuff about that second half that he just was not a fan of, that he did not like the way that he came about getting the rest of those points. So, Darian, very quickly, I turn it over to you. What were your thoughts about Bam Adebayo hitting 83 in a historical performance last night against the Wizards?
All right, good sir. First of all, shout out to you for even mentioning that it was an all-star game that happened last night, because that's certainly what it felt like. The 31 points in the first half, no quarrels about it. You're absolutely right. He and Alex Sarr were going back and forth. That's the kind of the takeaway that I took from it for the first quarter. First quarter. Second quarter, he continued his deal. I mean, no quarrels about it. He was playing against the Wizards, but the man was putting up legit points. Again, my issue was towards the end, the fouling and the missed free throws. This is not the day to bash Bam. I will say that. But the coaching staff, he's a Hall of Fame coach. He should know a little bit better about NBA history. But, hey, 83 is 83. Salute to him. I'll let you have it today.
Very interesting. I'm sure we'll unpack that more when we change time zones here in just a little bit. But real quickly, just other news around the NBA last night. There was not a lot that happened outside of, an 83-point performance, which you don't see very often in the NBA. But in other news, Jaylen Brown last night ended up getting ejected from the game after having back-to-back technical fouls. On the Boston offensive possession before the technical fouls, Brown appeared to have stumbled and went out of bounds while being guarded by Spurs point guard Stephon Castle, resulting in a turnover. But then the attitude struck, and Brown started to argue and started to, as the refs pointed out and giving those technical fouls, he was fouled for aggressively pointing and using profanity and resentment to the no call. And for that reason, multiple technicals to that man. Get him out of the building. Unbelievable that he would use aggressive finger pointing and that he would use profanity in a court where competition is just running rampant all the way around. So I tip my cap to the referee for standing up.
Though, sir. I don't know if you caught the first three quarters before the Spurs kind of pulled away. That game was intense. I mean,
it was. Well, when he was on the court, when he was playing, this game was going back and forth. Then he leaves, and then the Spurs
like a finals type of deal.
Yeah. Then the Spurs just did Spurs things, and they went on to win that game. And then the last little thing that happened, Philadelphia 76ers star guard Tyrese Maxey has now been diagnosed with a tendon injury. Not to anything super major, not to an elbow, not to an arm, not to anything like that. His right pinky. And he will be reevaluated in approximately 3 weeks.
Wonder if it's the same thing Max Crosby has.
Look, That I kind of get. That's a little bit more of a big ordeal, especially when you're in a contact sport. But all of these injury, like, look, these people are not pitchers where if you're a dude who constantly throws a knuckleball and you split your fingernail, that's a big different deal because that's literally all you can do. But these people who are having tendon problems with their pinkies and their toe soreness, like, what are we doing here? Are we sitting here saying I can't play the sport that I'm getting paid millions and millions of dollars to play because my pinky hurts? Really? That's where we're at right now?
Hey, Tim Wakefield and R.A. Dickey are rolling over in their grave.
Come on now. I mean, look, Dave Woloshin brought up a great point yesterday. Aaron Bradshaw is trying to go out there for this Memphis team playing with a dislocated shoulder. At least he's going out there giving effort. And he's not getting paid nowhere near what these guys are getting paid. But now Tyrese Maxey, little tendon in his pinky. Now he's got to be sidelined and reevaluated in 3 weeks. I don't get it, but you know what? I grew up playing rugby and football where toughness was the name of the game. I guess that's not a thing that is found in the NBA anymore. But we'll talk about a lot more of that stuff coming up here in a little bit. We'll be talking about the NFL, a lot of breaking news in the free agency. And I know if you guys know anything remotely close about me, we'll be diving in deep about all of these new Titan additions. Hence, I've worn my shirt. If you're looking at the Twitter, follow us at Sports56985 FM. But for right now, the times, they are changing, and they're changing quick.
It's time for Dennis on Dave. Dennis on Dave. Dennis on Dave. Welcome to Dennis on Dave.
Dennis, good to have you here.
Wait, are you saying that the NBA is not a contact sport?
No.
Yeah, the NBA is a contact sport. The NFL is a collision sport.
No, you get
the NBA is a contact sport.
You get bumped in the NBA, you're down, you're out for the count. No more. All toughness has left the building.
You have been on the sidelines at NBA games. It is a contact sport. These guys are banging into each other constantly.
Yeah, a little push here and there, a little push here and there. Then
so you're just indicting the entire NBA. Suddenly the NBA has become the wuss league. It's not a tough sport.
Then after you get pushed a little bit, you're complaining, hey, you touched my arm. Where's the foul, ref, huh?
Now Jaylen Brown came into that game planning on getting thrown. Because he talked about it before the game even started. He was talking about the officiating. So he came in thinking, at some point, I'm going to go ahead and pick up those 2 T's so I can get it off my chest how I feel about the officiating in the NBA.
That was a preconceived notion.
But the NBA is very much a contact sport. And as far as Adebayo is concerned, it was a comedian you probably never heard of because you're too young, but Robert Wall used to do a bit about Chamberlain's 100-point game, like where they're in the huddle and they're going, the other team's going, who's got Wilt? I mean, somebody covering Wilt, and meanwhile Wilt's teammates are looking at him going, I'm open. I mean, I'm sure Adebayo's teammates were going, dude, I'm wide open. You're getting doubled all the time. I'm just standing here. Maybe you could dish it off, but scoring 83 points. At first blush, you think, okay, that's impressive. But the Wizards are terrible. The Wizards are an awful basketball team.
Yeah, they're not good.
Kobe's 81-point game, that was against a pretty good Raptors team that had Chris Bosh on it. That was a pretty good team that he hung 81 on. Hanging 83 points on the Wizards is not something that you're gonna think, I can't wait to reminisce about this when I'm retired. I can't wait to come back for old-timers games and go, remember, I'm the one who hung 83 on the Wizards, but I hung 83 on them.
I mean, I still think
it was an intramural game last night. That's what it was.
It was a bunch of friends gathering together and saying, "Hey, let's shoot some hoops for a while on a professional
basketball
stage."
By the Barbie.
Now, as far as
backyard basketball,
as far as officiating is concerned, I don't know if you guys have been following this, but the NFL is having trouble coming to an agreement with their refs. The referees of the NFL they're negotiating a new agreement, and they're being a little. The refs are playing it. They're playing it pretty tough. And the last time the refs had a work stoppage, it was in 2012. They were out for 110 days, 3 weeks of replacement referees. You're too young to remember this. This was a disaster.
Thus the movie The Replacements.
I mean,
my favorite of all time.
Hey, chicks dig scars.
They do. Glory lasts
forever. But these replacement refs were terrible. It is a highly specialized profession. They'll come to an agreement because they have to have the real refs.
Yes.
Meanwhile, the Dolphins were so sick of Tua's act, they were willing to take a $56 million hit to get rid of him.
Yeah.
And they clearly had already made their decision that they were going to pick up Malik Willis, because I mean that decision it was a matter of a couple of hours. Like we would like to announce that we're parting ways with Tua, and please welcome Malik Willis.
Yeah, there
who
he is.
just happens to be in the building. By an amazing coincidence, Malik happens to be here.
Who saw
with
that
a pen
coming?
in his hand and a contract in the other? But I think Malik is going to be a good. I think he's going to be a good, solid quarterback in the NFL.
I think so.
But and you think at this point he's got an 85% completion rate on the 35 passes that he's thrown in the NFL in his career so far. We got a pretty small sampling size.
Well, yeah, it is a small sampling size, but when he was with the Titans, he was in a bad situation. I don't think he was ready to
when
start.
anybody's with the Titans, it's a bad situation.
You need to watch it, all right? That's my team.
Now, I will say this. The Titans are going to be much, much improved this season.
Oh, we're about to talk all about it. There's been some questionable moves, but we'll get to them in a
they're not
second.
going to be great, but they're going to be better.
I'm not thinking Super Bowl contender by any means. A lot of people saw the Wan'Dale Robinson signing, and they're like, boom, sign it up, book your ticket, we're going. No, come on, guys. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. But with Malik Willis, I think him moving over to the Packers, and I believe his stats in the last 4 games that he played, he had like 400 and something yards,
pretty impressive.
4 TDs. I mean, the dude looks really, really good. And so I remember talking on Sports Time, I believe it was with Bruce Marshall. He said that Malik Willis is definitely going to get an opportunity somewhere, and it just made sense that it's going to Miami. But Tua getting out and then immediately in the same day being scooped up by the Falcons, I don't know. They have the chance, I believe, to do the funniest thing in the NFL is gather one more quarterback who just so happens to be a lefty with the Kevin Stefanski relation and Dylan Gabriel. And then there would be, I don't know if this has ever happened before, but to have 3 QBs who are lefties.
Well, here's the thing about having a left-handed quarterback as a starter, like Penix. If you have a left-handed starter, your entire offense is reversed. Everything is done. Your right tackle is responsible for protecting the quarterback. Yeah. Everything is completely flipped. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then if that guy goes down and you only have right-handed backups, you got to switch your entire offense. It's just like having a running quarterback, and the backup isn't a running quarterback. As soon as that guy goes down, and every running quarterback goes down, then you've got to change up the entire offense because you have a guy who can't run.
Yeah.
If you got to switch over to a right-hander, it makes perfect sense to have at least one lefty backup to a left-handed quarterback. I don't think that Penix is going to be making the impact in the league, but it is interesting to think of having an entire quarterback's room that is all southpaws. That is interesting.
Yeah.
Bad quarterback room, the Jets. Geno Smith back to the Jets.
We never knew we needed, huh?
Oh, my God. I mean, how much does the NFL hate Geno Smith? Like, you think it sucked being a Raider? Well, how about going back to the Jets?
Yeah.
Where you had so much success. You remember that Geno's career with the Jets ended when he had his jaw broken by a teammate.
Punched right in the face.
Punched in the face by a teammate.
For a $600 airline ticket.
Yeah. Now, in other more obscure...
Well, I mean, hey, lead the league in interceptions and then go to the team that didn't record an interception last year on defense. So, how about
that? North Korea, that's the bad Korea. Oh. They had a marathon. They were getting ready to have a marathon, the Pyongyang Marathon. And they suddenly canceled it. And this is what they officially said. They are canceling it for some reasons.
Love it.
That was the official explanation given for why they canceled the marathon for some reasons.
What more do you need?
That's all. More information would be nice.
There were reasons, and it's not happening.
Don't you understand? We have reasons.
They have them.
We're not going to tell you what they are.
But hey, they're there. I 100% believe that they're there. That there
Listen,
are
Earth,
reasons.
Wind, and Fire had reasons as well.
They sure did.
The Atlanta Hawks, you may have seen this, have canceled their planned upcoming event, Magic City Night.
Yeah.
where they were supposed to be playing Orlando at Magic City night, and you're like, at first thing you're thinking, well, what's the Magic City part? Is it like Orlando? Is that a Magic, or is it? I mean, what's the? Well, it turns out the Magic City is Atlanta's #1 strip club. That was the name sponsor of a family-friendly NBA event, Magic City Night, brought to you by the #1 strip club in Atlanta. Gentlemen, welcome to the shower stage. Tiffany. Remember, Tiffany is working for your tips and your tips only. Cinnamon to the backstage. Cinnamon to the backstage. Okay, and then
So those were some reasons as
Those are
well
some
to,
reasons.
to not have it there.
now this is my favorite story. This past weekend, 1,000 people showed up in Sala, Finland. I don't often get a chance to talk about Finland on the air.
We rarely do.
For the Sala Reindeer Cup Classic. And by the way, stop calling things that are being done for the first time classics.
It's inaugural.
Yeah, what was it? The flag football classic. Did you see this? It was supposed to be in Saudi Arabia, and it was going to be the professional flag football classic. It's never been played before, and they're calling it a classic. They moved it out of Saudi
Flag
Arabia.
football is classic.
They moved it out of Saudi Arabia because, well,
For reasons.
yeah. Like you shouldn't be taking Saudi money, for instance. But
Those are some reasons.
so people showed up for the Sala Reindeer Cup Classic in Finland, which involved, and I love this idea, guys on skis being dragged by reindeer.
Beautiful.
Doesn't that sound like a blast to watch?
Making an Olympic event.
I love this idea. I think it sounds like so much fun. And the Finns, they were chanting "Haiva Haiva" and "Mine Mine," which means good, and go.
Good, go.
I don't think the Finns are really the best at coming up with cheers.
Not the best encouragers out there. I guess.
Good, go,
Good.
go.
That may have been meant for Cinnamon coming to the stage.
And my favorite part of that whole story is it said, and I'm not making this up, in between races, the fans stayed warm with, you want to guess? Reindeer soup.
Oh, wow.
That's
I
like
feel like that defeats.
That's like going to the Kentucky Derby and eating horse stew.
Yeah, that's not very good.
Yeah, let's have. Oh, look at those reindeer! They're beautiful, majestic animals
And delicious. And so delicious. Wow. Well, there's your. I mean, if you're not in the world news, there you go. That's what's happening around the world right now. There's some reasons that things are being canceled, and then reindeers are running rampant and pulling people on skis. I mean,
And
what more
Cinnamon
do you
is out of
need?
work. Please, let's not forget she's out of work this Monday.
She's out of work because Magic City
Because
is just
of
no
some
longer
reason.
hosting the NBA.
Because of
maybe because
some
they're
reasons.
a contact sport. I don't know.
Good,
Maybe it's-
go.
Yeah, good, go.
Don't touch the ladies. This is not a contact sport. Do not touch the ladies.
Or at least
You
complain.
get back
about
in your
the
seat.
foul.
You could maybe in the back room.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, Dennis, as always, thank you so much for enlightening our lives today. I mean, who knew that things were happening
That's what
in
I'm here
North Korea, and that things were also happening in Finland with reindeer and eating reindeers.
I
as
cover
well.
the world.
You cover the world. For all of your worldwide sports news or just worldwide news, look no further than Dennis on Dave. Today, Dennis on Landon. But he will be back with Dave next week, I am pretty sure. But as always, thank you, my friend,
Thanks,
for
man.
joining us. A lot of fun. On the other side, we're going to be switching gears, talking a lot about the NFL, a lot of free agency moves, a lot of weird things happening with trades. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Wolo and Friends.
You have opinions?
I think it's over.
Of course you do.
I don't think it's that simple.
Everyone does.
I got all the answers.
Hit us up on the Sissy's Log Cabin listener line at 360-8255.
Hi, fellas. Bill Russell at Russell Brothers Fine Jewelers. Christmas and Valentine Day have come and gone, but you know that at some point you'll need to make your favorite lady happy on her anniversary or her birthday, or just because you want her to know how special and important she is. At Russell Brothers, we've been helping gentlemen for over 5 decades do just that. When a gift-giving occasion arises, we're here to help you. Magnificent diamond rings, beautiful necklaces, shimmering gemstone bracelets, So much to choose from, and the possibilities are endless. At Russell Brothers, you can always know that if you surprise her and she'd rather have something else, we're happy to exchange or refund your money within 30 days. Beauty, value, quality, and service are the things that set Russell Brothers apart from other jewelers. Come see us at Russell Brothers Jewelers, 4646 Poplar. Let us help you say you're the best to that wonderful lady in your life.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. I wanted to take a minute and discuss advertising with you. There are so many websites that list the best service provider in your area. Even the BBB has an accredited list. You know the one thing they all have in common? A company like mine has to pay to get on that list. So that begs the question, can those lists be trusted? You know what can be trusted? History. We've been around for almost 30 years providing customers with the best service and the best products that we possibly can. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call. We'll come talk to you and let you decide for yourself whether or not we know what we're talking about. Fiveash Roof Services. Best products, best warranties, and in many cases, the best price. We're fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Why are you staring at the Central Barbecue website?
I'm looking at eatcbq.com waiting for inspiration to strike.
I almost never know what you're talking about.
I have to write the new Central Barbecue radio spot, and I'm thinking I can find inspiration on the Central Barbecue website.
So, any luck?
Well, yeah, I mean, look at all the great stuff they have at all the Central Barbecue locations, from the slow smoke barbecue, the amazing sides, the appetizer. Central Barbecue has everything, and it's right there on their website.
Why not do a commercial about their website?
I can't do a spot for eatcbq.com.
Why not? Like you said, it's all right there.
I don't know. It just seems lazy.
Coming from you.
Come on, I can't just say visit eatcbq.com to learn all about Central Barbecue.
I don't know. I think it's got a nice ring to it.
Listen up, Rebel fans. Your next winning drive starts at Landers Ford in Collierville. Their game plan is simple. Find you the most savings possible. Make a trade, lower your payments, or let them buy your vehicle even if you don't buy from them. That's how you keep moving the chains. Just like the Grove on game day. Fans all across the Mid-South keep coming back to the #1 Ford dealership in Greater Memphis. See them today in Collierville or online at LandersFordMemphis.com. When you own a Landers Ford, you get the support of a certified service tech with the Landers Ford Remote Service Experience Program. They pick it up, drop it off, or fix it on the spot, so you're never left watching from the sidelines. To finish the drive, the iconic Landers Easy Pass always brings more for your trade and the biggest discounts to put you in victory formation. And now, straight from the 1977 Ole Miss football team that took down #1 ranked Notre Dame, the final snap of the day from Landers Ford President Don Kitchens.
If it doesn't say Landers, you paid too much.
As reported on Ford's 2024 Total New Vehicle Retail Sales Report, Memphis Market.
Now back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
Hey, maybe some man will take things over. Hey, let's loose.
Welcome back into Wolo and Friends. Landon Schmidt filling in for Wolo. He's taking the day off before the American Conference Tournament gets rolling, as Memphis will take on Tulane later on this evening at 6 o'clock. But for right now, we are switching gears and we are talking a lot of updates that have happened in the NFL as free agency has opened. We are in day 3 now of the NFL free agency. And the biggest story just so happens to be what is happening with the Ravens and the Raiders and the Max Crosby trade deal. The Max Crosby trade that reportedly fell through due to concerns with his physical. The Ravens ended up backing up out of the trade. And for just a point of reference, when it comes to trades in the NFL, all trades are not official until 3 p.m. today, which is the official start of the new season for the new league year. So, no real issues there. They backed away. Ravens didn't have really any comments to say about that. So now they have then turned it around and are signing Trey Hendrickson.
Good job.
Trey Hendrickson is now going to be joining them on a 4-year, $112 million deal. So, different player, same position, a big need. One of the things that I saw yesterday, and we addressed this on Sports Time with Bo Marchand, is how they were saying this addition of Max Crosby, and I really hope they don't put out the same storyline for Trey Hendrickson as well, is the addition of adding a defensive end edge rusher now puts the pressure on Lamar Jackson to say you have no excuses to then make it. And I just don't agree with that at all. You add a defensive piece, but you still have, you still have a lot of work to do. And when it comes to Lamar Jackson, he doesn't control what the Baltimore Ravens defense does. He's a guy who's on the offensive side of the ball. He's controlling everything over there. Maybe they need some more additions, maybe with the receiver, maybe, definitely some help with the offensive line as they lost Tyler Lindenbaum over to the Raiders as well. So putting that kind of pressure on Lamar due to a defensive signing, I don't really fully understand anything like that.
You're
but
a football guy. You should definitely know that. I mean, it all falls on the quarterback, whether it's right or wrong.
It does, but just because you signed somebody on the defense, like when the Titans signed L'Jarius Sneed at cornerback, that doesn't automatically mean, woo, Will Levis, dude, your ceiling's the Super Bowl now. You got to take him there, otherwise it's failure. That doesn't. I
hear you,
that's
but that's true.
That's a full team thing, but it does not directly affect quarterback play. Now, if there was something where, having the defensive edge rushers that are now on the other side of the ball, and everybody's saying, Joe Burrow, each 2 times a year for each of these teams, he's gonna have to go up against Myles Garrett. Now he's gonna have to go up against Trey Hendrickson. Now he's sitting over there. Who's the other big edge rusher in their division? I'm blanking on the teams. Yes, TJ. So it's like that makes sense because it's on the other side of the ball. It directly affects his play. Like, good job, you need to up your game, all that kind of stuff. But I don't know.
It goes along with it. It's about being the quarterback.
It does.
You know what I'm saying, though. Like,
I know what you're saying.
It's the quarterback deal.
Ultimately, yes, it is on him to take it to that level. But just because you signed a defensive end does not automatically mean that, now the pressure's even more on you because your team is now complete.
But the expectation is with that type of player.
Well, with Lamar Jackson as it is, the expectation is already there that he needed to be that guy. He's been at the doorstep. I mean, look, you've got Derrick Henry, arguably one of the greatest running backs to ever play the game of football, and at every single level that he's played it. You've got the wide receiver help. Now you did just lose Isaiah Likely to the New York Jets. You've still got a DeAndre Hopkins, who's a solid pass catcher, but he's getting up there in age. So Zay Flowers, I mean, he's there. I don't know how much waves he's going to be making, especially coming out to this season, but he's definitely going to have to step up. So a lot of questions still for this Ravens team. But according to a team source, the Raiders are still open to potentially repackaging trading Max Crosby. And one team that could be a long shot, but is in the running, is Bryant Dacus' Dallas Cowboys. Maybe we can ask him later on today what he thinks about the potential of adding him. But as far as anything going right there, since Trey Hendrickson had signed with the Bengals as a free agent in 2021, Hendrickson has been one of the NFL's most effective pass rushers. During that time span, he ranked second in overall pressure rate, and according to ESPN research, he has 61 sacks, which is the 4th highest total. So still a good addition. I know that he's a little bit up there in age as well. Any guy who's over 30 years old is
3 years older than Max.
Yeah, I mean, I guess is still a little bit over there. But when it comes to the Raiders and the Titans both had the most to spend in cap space, and they have definitely done so. The Raiders were big spenders on Monday, and they used the most cap space in the NFL to agree with terms to 3-time Pro Bowl center Tyler Lindenbaum, as we mentioned, on a 3-year, $81 million deal that gives him $60 million guaranteed. The Raiders also on defense added some linebackers like Quay Walker, 3 years, $40.5 million. N'Kobe Dean for 3 years, $36. And edge rusher Kwity Paye, maybe? I don't know. I got to go back and read that. And then they also agreed to re-signing cornerback Eric Stokes and edge rusher Malcolm Kuntz.
Now, of those, are you done with? Was that the last one, Kuntz?
And then they also added Jalen Naylor, 3 years, $35 million to improve its wide receiver room, which I think is big for them.
The most impactful signing of those, obviously, I believe, will be the center, because you have a rookie coming in.
Yeah.
Lindenbaum is more than just a center. He's a quarterback at center. I think he will keep Fernando or whomever that they bring in as a young QB from having the weight of the world on the line. when that center is the person that helps call the line unless it falls on the quarterback, kind of like the Mike linebacker on the other side.
Yeah.
Having that center take that pressure away from him allows him to focus on his reads, allows him to focus on getting the ball to his running back out of the backfield. I think that was incremental for the Raiders. Kudos to them.
Yeah, clearly all the moves that they're making right now is to set up the best case scenario that they possibly can right now, coming from what they did last year to this year. It seems that all signs are pointing to them picking up Fernando Mendoza, who honestly is kind of a sleeper build. I think the dude's like 6'5", 235 pounds. I mean, a lot bigger than I think a lot of people give him credit for. So him coming into this situation, you've got that good guy at center. You've got an Ashton Genty who's going to be looking to make some major strides coming into another year in the NFL. So with the addition of Jalen Naylor, you have, in my opinion, one of the best tight ends in the game right now. Brock Bowers out there as well. So you've got a lot of good additions for this team. And also some really, really big spenders is the Tennessee Titans. Nobody is unaware of how bad the Titans have been in the past few years. You get rid of your big three guys, and of course, everything's going to go down the drain from there. But they have been making some huge waves. The Titans have been predicted this offseason that they needed to go out and get a wide receiver. A lot of people were saying Alec Pierce would be a great fit, and if not Alec Pierce, then going for Wan'Dale Robinson. Alec Pierce more than likely was always going to get that extension with the Colts. I don't think for the Colts that you would ever want to be in a position where you're going to lose a good up-and-comer like that. And so he definitely got his extension.
After letting Michael Pittman go to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pierce wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah, no, like you needed that guy to be a steady wide receiver for your team. So him getting that extension left the gate wide open for Robinson to rejoin Brian Daboll and this Titans offense. And so now Robinson joins the squad for 4 years, $70 million, $38 million guaranteed. And I think he's going to be a good target for Cam. He's going to be a really good, speedy slot wide receiver. I think right now where it kind of stands is you're kind of wondering what's going to happen with Calvin Ridley. What do they do? Do they move off of him? What does it look like going forward with Calvin? I think for this year especially, they keep Calvin Ridley as the veteran presence with Will Levis and even Mason Rudolph throwing him the rock. He still had a 1,000-plus yard receiving season with him. Last year he got injured, so he'll be looking to come back. So you've got your X and Z receivers in Calvin Ridley, Alec Manor looking to make big strides in year 2 on the outsides, and then Wan'Dale Robinson, speedy guy, reliable. I think anytime that Cam Ward's in a bind, he needs to scramble around, extend plays. Wan'Dale's really good at improvising on his routes, improvising, going to where Cam needs him to be, and getting him the rock. So I think him being that addition is going to be a great move. On the defensive side of the ball, the Titans made a lot and very, very much needed moves. First, they signed defensive tackle John Franklin Myers, 3-year, $63 million, $42 million guaranteed. This guy has the speed, he has the strength, and he's coming off of one of the best defenses in the NFL last year with the Denver Broncos. Defense, I think, was one of the biggest stories last year with a lot of these top-tier teams. You got the Texans, you had the Patriots who were holding them in the game, and then the Denver Broncos who were just rolling all over all sides of the field. So adding him alongside Jeffrey Simmons, and then you also have Jermaine Johnson on the other side. Femi Oladejo is also going to be coming back, going to be beefing up. I think a lot of people who are Titans fans would like for them to add another great big-name pass rusher, but I think at where it stands right now, it's not a terrible situation, especially with JFM in that middle right there. I think the biggest name signing that the Titans had was getting cornerback Alontae Taylor, 3 years, $60 million, $42 million guaranteed. And this is really, really interesting. Alontae Taylor is the only player since the year 2000 to have 50-plus passes defended and 20-plus tackles for loss in their first 4 career seasons. Alontae is one of 3 players with 10-plus passes in each of the last 4 seasons. So this guy is good. He is good at what he does, and I think his strengths, as you heard from the statistics of how many tackles for loss this guy has, is he's got a lot more skill, I think, on the interior, on the slot guys, I think on the inside, and I think that's why the Titans went in the direction of getting cornerback Cordell Flott from the New York Giants, a 3-year, $45 million, $32 million guaranteed, and also getting cornerback Josh Williams, 2-year deal. He was a former Chiefs cornerback. He has great speed, great length. I think he's 6'3", and he's also only 26 years old, so speedy guy. So you've got both of those guys on the outside, and I think Alante Taylor's going to be more of your inside guy, taking care of those the inside pressure and whatnot. So really good pickup for them. Picking up tight end Daniel Bellinger, also from the New York Giants. We're getting a lot of New York Titans is being revamped over here in Nashville.
New York Titans.
The New York Titans. I mean, hey, this is what the Titans do. They like
I got
to.
some high hard ones for you. I'm waiting on you.
Oh, you're waiting on me? Well, then I'll just I'll roll through this really quick as best I can. Getting tight end Daniel Bellinger, 3-year, $24 million. He's going to be a very good number 2 at tight end. Nothing really flashy about his game. He's a big guy, 6'5". I think he's 6'6", 200, maybe pushing 250 pounds, something like that. So he's been with Brian Daboll's offense for multiple years at this point. So having a guy like him on the offensive side of the ball, he knows and he understands Brian Daboll's offensive scheme. He understands what to do. He can be a guy who can kind of facilitate. He's big enough to be on the edge to help block. He can be on your out route, get you a good catch. And I think this also points to the fact that they're expecting Gunnar Helm to make big strides coming into year 2 for him. I think he's a great receiving tight end, and he's got a big ceiling. So looking forward to seeing what happens with that. Some of the more questioning additions, backup center Austin Schlottman, 2-year, $9 million, $3.5 million guaranteed. More of a depth guy, depth position to help out with the line. Same thing with Cordell Volson, 1 year, $4.215 million. Also a depth guy, but we also poached 49ers defensive tackle Jordan Elliott, 2-year, $8 million deal there. This guy is basically going to replace what Tavondre Sweat was for the Tennessee Titans. He's a big guy, not really exactly going to go out there and be a heavy pass rusher, but he's more so going to be your run stopper. He's more so going to be the guy that's going to clog up the line, not make sure there's no holes, no space or anything like that. So kind of a replacer guy for Tavondre Sweat in that trade with Jermaine Johnson. One of my favorite sleeper additions to this team was picking up Mitchell Trubisky for backing up Cam Ward. If there's anything that happens to Cam, if he goes down, whatever it looks like, having this guy who has now been in the league for some time to be able to back up Cam Ward, impart some advice. I mean, he's been sitting under Josh Allen. He's been sitting under the tutelage of Mike Tomlin. I mean, he's been around the league, and he can certainly help out.
Starter.
Yeah, I mean, he can certainly help out Cam Ward's. Just football IQ within the stretch of the NFL, and I think him being a solid backup is going to be really important for this team because look, I'm not even going to say that I liked Brandon Allen, but Brandon Allen is not going to be your guy who's going to save you and protect you and carry you all the way if Cam Ward ever goes down.
Can I keep you there with Cam Ward?
Sure, go for it.
All right. So quickly, got a little breaking news. Daniel Jones apparently is the new Kirk Cousins. Guy's getting an $88 million deal coming off that ACL.
I don't get that at all.
But anywho, I want to ask you about your quarterback. Like you gave me all the numbers in the world, and I love and appreciate it. But I'm going to talk to you like we had that conversation about Lamar Jackson, and this is strictly about Cam and your team holistically. What are your expectations for Cam? And if he does not reach whatever expectations you're about to give me, are you looking for a new quarterback next year, Mr. Titan?
No, we're not looking for a new quarterback next year.
No. I'm talking about. So regardless of what your expectations of Cam, so that's why I wanted your expectations for.
No, I don't think you do that. I think in the cycle of where you've been with the Tennessee Titans, and already when you drafted Malik Willis and then you drafted Will Levis already to try to replace what Ryan Tannehill was doing, I think you're already trying to cycle through too many quarterbacks. When you do that, go through a lot of head coaches change, go through a lot of offensive coordinator change, you get nothing established with your team. So I think with the addition of Brian Daboll and Robert Saleh working with Cam Ward, you got to give that thing time and progression. You got to let it get settled. You got to let it progress, because if we're doing this thing where we're playing this impatient game where you sit there and say, all right,
welcome to the NFL, sir.
Yeah, well, it has turned that way, but also, Rome wasn't built built in a day. And I'm not necessarily saying that Titans are going to be building the new Rome, but what I am expecting coming into this year is the Titans are making the right moves to improve their team. Another really bad record is not going to cut it. I think if you get in a place where you have another just 3-win year, you got to look at you got to look at something bigger than just coaching changes and signing these guys to help out on the edges. You've got to look to something bigger like management or something else is going on. I mean, they really have no reason to take a step backwards coming into this year. You've got the new season. You've spent a lot of money in free agency so far. Still a lot of needs need to be addressed. You've got the draft coming up with that number 4 spot. My personal favorite right now to fill that hole would be a Jeremiah Love. You keep Tony Pollard, welcome him into the league, kind of see how that kind of meshes out with all of those kind of things. But I think for Cam, I expect to see big strides coming into this next year. You saw down the stretch with the Titans team. Now, they didn't win really any games. They only won 3 again. But they looked and showed that they could be competitive and roll with the best of them. I mean, I think one of the best games that Cam put together was against the Super Bowl champions in the Seahawks. I was actually at that game when they went to Nissan Stadium down in Nashville. Cam really put together something really, really good, and that was the strand of games in which Cam Ward passed for over 200 yards, multiple passing TDs, and 0 interceptions. He was making great strides with a less than stellar team. Now you're coming into this year. You have all of these additions. You have all of these areas where you're getting a lot of help. You got receiver help with Wan'Dale Robinson coming in. Maybe you make some different moves. I know Carnell Tate is out there. I don't necessarily think you take him in the draft unless he's just available at some point. Sure, then you could take a crack at him, but I don't think you go that way with the draft. I think right now you're in a good spot where Alec Aomander has shown that he can be that guy who makes that solid catch. You've got Calvin Ridley, who's still going to be that veteran presence. You've got the speedy guy in Wan'Dale Robinson. So you need some more interior offensive lineman help for Cam Ward, especially in that center spot. I think Kevin Zeitler is still on the market right now, trying to figure out if the Titans re-sign him. I think it would be really smart for them to do so. So my expectations for Cam Ward is to make a big leap coming into year 2. Not necessarily, groundbreaking, setting records, passing, all of the things. I mean, he already broke the record for most passing yards for a rookie quarterback, but that's
not
because
him to beat Caleb this year.
No, I don't think that, and I'm not necessarily even saying Titans are going to be playoff contenders. I don't think they're to that spot just yet, but I am expectant of getting closer to a winning season. Like I just told you off air, I can foresee they're either going to go 10-7, 9-8, or 8-9. I expect them to get up there
because I actually pulled a mock draft for next year, and you're not going to like this, and that's the reason that I broached the Cam conversation to you. Mm-hmm. So this mock draft right here by Anonymous Blank Sports have you picking number 2 next year with Jeremiah Smith. Now, the reason I broached it is because obviously they have Archer going 1, but then the next few quarterbacks are John Mateer and Dante Moore. So my question was basically, had you said, Cam, would you be up for a Dante Moore or John Mateer over Cam? I would probably say no.
I'm saying
but
no.
If you get that number 1 and Archer staring in their face, it's the reason you're picking number 1. That's the first thing.
Look, if you're a guy that's worked as hard as Cam Ward has to get to the spot that he's at right now, and you don't want to roll with him for a little bit of time, that's saying
the NFL. That's all I'm saying. I'm not knocking Cam. It's just the NFL.
It is the NFL, and it is the nature of the beast, and that number 1 pick is there. Honestly, dude, for me, look, I'm telling you right now,
you get Jeremiah Smith.
I would love Jeremiah Smith.
Okay, good.
Oh my
That's what
goodness,
I expected you to say.
He's so
I don't
good.
expect you to bail on your QB just yet.
No.
I had to bail on Brock Purdy. Don't bail on Cam.
I'll just tell you this: I believe in Cam Ward more than I ever believed in Will Levis. Now, not taking anything away from Will Levis, the dude's got a strong.
in his coffee, dog.
I mean, dude, to each their own. Yeah, my philosophy: don't knock it until you try it. All right. A lot of people are so quick to judge. If If it's out there and it works for you, then you know what?
Inquiry minds want to know: have you tried the mayo in your coffee?
No, I haven't tried it. I don't have any desire to do so, but I'm not going to knock the guy for doing it. I mean, look, my favorite cereal is Lucky Charms and chocolate milk, and a lot of people like to say, "What in the world? Why would you do that?" It's two beautiful things mixed together.
Why would you
Hate
just
on
eat
me.
Cocoa Pebbles? What is up with you?
Cocoa Pebbles, dude, they get soft and mushy in 2 seconds that you put them in
But they
milk.
turn chocolatey though. Like,
Whatever. I'd rather just have chocolate
you're
milk in
unique,
that bad
dude.
boy.
Okay.
Yes, I am unique. That much I do know. But yeah, I think you don't give up on Cam Ward. Definitely not soon, because you are in the midst of a rebuild and you're making all the right moves and the right pieces to add on to that. But real quickly before we hit a break, because I just talked a lot about the Tennessee Titans, and I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you what you thought about the addition of a Mike Evans to an already really good 49ers team.
I would feel a lot better if I had a healthy Kittle, but the offensive side of the ball has not really been the issue. It's been on the defensive end. I guess we could have. I mean, everyone can say they would love to score more points. I think what Mike will bring is a huge upgrade to the goal line. Down in the red zone.
Yeah.
I think it frees up and gives a little bit of extra life to Christian McCaffrey. For whatever reason, he had, it's one of his top 2 seasons last year. If you notice, he was up for MVP, offensive player, comeback. Christian, how many more times can you do this? We're not expecting it forever. But the addition of Mike kind of frees him up in the red zone, where how the Chiefs play us so well, and they know how to pack they just know how to pack him in and stop him around the goal line. If you have one-on-one with Mike, I was just telling you, like, if he's 50 years old, you still can throw that jump ball over there to him. He's big enough, he's girthy enough, he's a wily vet. So I think it opens it up more or less in the goal line area. I'm not sure how Mike will be with the deep threat. We don't have the biggest arms back there in the quarterback room, with Brock and Mac. We can obviously get it to him, but I think he'll be a good fit. He's a professional. And the one thing I'm holding the 49ers accountable for, I think my man has 10 or 11 seasons of the 1,000 consecutive deal. We better not mess that up. He better not leave Tampa Bay and come to us, and now he has a 700-yard year. Like, that's all I'm saying. But kudos to them for actually making a stride to go and upgrade that wide receiver position that we've been trying to do. We let Debo go. Ayuk is probably out the door. Juwan Jennings, I hope he plays a second fiddle, because he's really a number 2. Juwan Jennings was never, God didn't create him to be a number 1.
Right.
He's a number 2. So hopefully Mike Evans puts all the aces in their places and we're okay.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I'm glad you mentioned the Chiefs, because one of the biggest blockbusters was Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker going to the Chiefs. I think that's definitely going to be a huge addition for them. So
I like what you said about Jeremiah Love, because actually looking at the mock draft for next year, if you have Cam, if you have Love, you have Aya Moore, did I say it right? Eric
A.O. Manor.
A.O. Manor, and then you add a Jeremiah Smith to that room. Now your ball is rolling.
It sounds like a college dream team is what it sounds like in the NFL.
But the only thing about it is you have to be bad enough to get the number 2 pick again.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily like that. I'd like to be good. I'd like to, for once, say, hey, Tennessee Titans have, I don't know, the 15th pick in the draft instead of...
When does your new stadium open?
Next year.
Okay.
Everything is
coming
new.
up this year, like the one that's coming up, they're done with it already?
Yeah.
I don't know why I was thinking 28.
No, this thing has been in production for like 3 years now.
Game 1, you there?
Maybe not game 1, but I'll be there
this
at
season.
some point. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'll be there. I'll take my gander. Look, I ain't made of money over here. I can't just be going and spending all that money getting in the nice seats over at Nissan Stadium. But hey, if anybody from the Tennessee Titans is listening right now, I am the Titan guy over here. So just hit me up. I will cheer on loudly, and because of that, we will win many games. Anyways, on the other side, we need to talk some Tiger basketball as they get prepared for their first game in the American Conference Tournament. That comes your way next. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Wolo and Friends.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Napa Cafe celebrates 28 years in 2026.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I want to thank you for making us part of your dining experiences. If you are a first-time guest or have dined with us countless times, I want to thank you for making us part of your lives. Whether you're celebrating with the crowd or planning a cozy date night on the town, Napa Cafe can provide you an extraordinary evening. We have 5 dining rooms, including our private wine cellar, our Jan's room for 2 guests, and the Eleanor room for parties up to 60. Sit back, relax, and celebrate. Leave the cooking to us. Come see me at Napa Cafe, 5101 Sanderlin Avenue. We're open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. We also offer curbside pickup from our full menu. For details on our stay-in, dine-out menu or reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. We can't wait to serve you.
Come join in and celebrate 28 years of Napa Cafe in 2026.
Memphis is a love song to soul and style. With the full suite of sought-after designers, brilliant natural diamonds, an elegant bar, luxury VIP lounge, and more, a trip to our store is an experience like no other. Just like the city we love. Stop by any of our stores or visit sissyslogcabin.com and experience Sissy's for yourself. Memphis is our home, and we're your jeweler.
Sissy's Log Cabin, because life's too short for ordinary jewelry.
Hi, this is Lauren Choate with Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. Taking care of families isn't new to us. It's what we've done across the Mid-South since 1958. Now celebrating 68 years in business, Choate's is still family-owned, award-winning, and committed to doing things the right way. With honest service, expert technicians, and industry-leading warranties that bring real peace of mind. To celebrate, we're offering our $68 deals. Get our $68 early bird AC tune-up special, or just need Freon to get you cooling, get $68 off per pound. If your system is struggling, don't wait for it to fail on the hottest day of the year. Upgrade today and get up to $2,000 in Carrier Cool Cash rebates on select Carrier systems. Plus, enjoy 60 months no interest financing on new HVAC systems, generators, or tankless water heaters. Call Choates at 347-8086 or visit HVAC.com today. And remember, let our family serve your family.
Take your basketball skills to the next level at Shoot 360 Memphis. Shoot 360 is a revolutionary basketball training facility that combines cutting-edge technology with gamification and provides instant, objective feedback with hands-on, one-on-one expert coaching. And now, introducing Shoot 360 Cordova, a newly renovated 50,000 square foot facility with 2 NBA regulation-size courts, 3 high school-size courts, and 4 shooting bays with Shoot 360 technology. Memberships are now on a monthly basis. And yes, you can become a member at both locations. Whether you're an aspiring young talent, NBA player, or looking for a unique workout, all skill levels are welcome at Shoot 360 Memphis to learn proper shooting and passing techniques, improve fundamentals, and gain a competitive edge while having fun. Shoot 360 Memphis, now in Cordova and Collierville. Call them today at 901-779-3176. That's 901-779-3176. The future of basketball training is here. Shoot 360 Memphis.
Now back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
Welcome back into Wolo and Friends. We've got just a few minutes left here in today's show. Got to talk a little bit about previewing this game between Memphis and Tulane. We've got round 1 of the American Conference Tournament. That starts with Tulane and Memphis at 6 o'clock tonight. Memphis comes into this game as a 3.5-point favorite. A lot of... It's interesting. Actually, I'm reading right now that the line is now 4.5 towards the Memphis Tigers right now coming into this game. Right now, the Tigers are sitting at 8-10 in the American Conference. Opponents in 5-8 in conference play. Memphis ranks 4th in the American with 11.1 offensive rebounds per game, led by Aaron Bradshaw, who's averaging about 2. On the other side of the ball, the Green Wave are also 8-10 in the American. Tulane is 6th in the American with 13 assists per game, led by Rowan Brumbaugh, averaging 3.6 a game. Memphis right now is currently shooting 43.6 from the field this season, 0.6 percentage points lower than the 44.2% that Tulane allows to opponents. Tulane is shooting at 42.9% clip from the field this season, 0.5 percentage points greater than the 42.4 shooting opponents of Memphis that have been averaged against them. coming into this game, you'll be looking for Doug McDaniel and Sincere Parker to do their thing. Quante Berry stepping up, who had a great game, 22 points, helping lead Memphis to that victory in an overtime win over Tulane. So coming into this game, it's kind of do or die for this Tigers team. It's a put up or shut up time, and I believe with where this point spread is at right now, that I believe we'll have another close game on our hands. I believe we'll have another great competition between these two teams. But going out there, this is do or die time for this team. Within the last 10 games, the Tigers are 3-7, averaging 77.9 points per game, 31 rebounds, 12.6 assists, 6.7 steals, and 4.2 blocks per game, while shooting only 44.4% from the field. And their opponents have averaged 83.7 points per game. So the biggest things, and they've been mentioned and talked about all year long with this Tigers team, is kind of where Tulane started to falter in their most recent matchup, was the fact that the Tigers need to go out there, play good defense without fouling. The biggest Achilles heel of this team is that they like to send teams to the free throw line on several occasions, and they cannot afford that in a game like this. But coming in where the line is moving, I don't know officially if it's 3.5 or 4.5, but we will certainly have to keep a close eye on that and just wait and see, because right now the Tigers are fighting just to stay alive in this tournament and hopefully to make a good run. So all of our big name guys, hopefully they'll be on the court. We'll get more information on all of that, and anything for your Tiger basketball news, you can just look to Jason Munz. You can follow him at Munsley on Twitter. He will tweet you all of the updates and let you know everything that's going on in the Tiger world. But as for us, for myself, for Darian, for Dennis Philippi, that is going to wrap it up for us today. A really fun day. News from all around the world. News from the NFL.
Gave you some reasons to listen.
And there were reasons to listen, and there are even more reasons that we're not going to tell you about to continue to listen as John's happy hour comes your way next. As always, my friends, don't change that dial, and today is going to be a good day.